Hi everyone, I'm Wendy Rogers, President and CEO of the Beavercreek Chamber of Commerce, and I'm here today with Alex Zaharieff with the Beavercreek Township. Welcome, Alex.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Well, we're excited to learn a little bit more about you and what you do. So I'm going to start off with that, Alex. Tell us a little bit about who you are and your position with Beavercreek Township.
Well, first of all, I'm a lifelong resident of Beavercreek Township. Moved here in '74. My family was very involved in the community, including the chamber.
Yes.
My dad was a chamber member for many years. My dad served on the Board of Zoning Appeals and was the city attorney for quite some time. So really instilled with my sister and I to be a part of the community. I served in several right even as a teenager when the city was just starting out.
Right.
So it was and I tell people this all the time, watching the community grow from just a kind of rural township to forming the city, and then having the township as the community as a whole has been great.
Yeah.
I chose to live here. My kids grew up here, and my wife and I still call Beavercreek Township our home.
Well, that's amazing. You have quite a great history here,
Yes.
which I love that.
Yeah.
But your position now with the township is Fiscal Officer.
Yes, so, I've worked, I just retired this year after 33 years in local government, many of it with
Right.
Beavercreek and Beavercreek Township. And there was a vacancy available in the fiscal officer role. I was appointed in May this year, and then I was on the ballot and was just recently elected to the position. It is a different role, but as my involvement in the community, I understand the finances of the township, the budget of the township, and the direction we're going over the next several years in the township.
Well, that's great. So I don't think you really retired then, right, Alex?
Yeah, a lot of people have asked that. So I'm excited to continue
Yes.
serving my community just in a different role.
Yes.
And I've dedicated my life to public service, so this just continues on that
That's
tradition.
amazing. So what's your favorite thing about your role as fiscal officer?
So the fiscal officer position is a separately elected position from the Board of Township Trustees. I do not have staff, so there is no staff. I work closely with the finance department staff that is under the township administrator. So technically all the employees in the township are employees of the Board of Township Trustees. I am separately elected to essentially work 4 areas. I am the official auditor of the township, the official treasurer of the township. I'm also responsible for our cemetery, and I'm the official records keeper of the township.
Gosh.
So
That's a lot.
yes, yeah. In my role, the 4 areas that I just mentioned, the first thing is the audit piece. And people ask me all the time, well, I don't understand what a fiscal officer does.
Right.
It's obviously finance, it's in the title, but my job as the fiscal officer is to work closely with the finance department staff to be kind of the checks and balance.
Okay.
So much like our county auditor, David Graham, he has certain duties as the auditor. I have some of the similar roles as the county auditor. I just do it at a township level.
Okay.
I ensure that all the tax money that we collect through the county is dispersed back to the township, and I'm to make sure that it goes into the appropriate funds.
Okay.
I'm also responsible to ensure that all the appropriations and all our bills are paid out of the appropriate line items and funds. So for example, if we have a fire levy, we can't use fire levy money to buy a police cruiser.
Right.
Or in our case, the substation sheriff's cruisers. We can't use road department funds to buy a K-9 unit. So we have to make sure that there's those checks and balances, and then we follow all the state and federal laws when it comes to expenditures.
Sure. Interesting. So now I know too, like you do all the checks and balances, but the township also, do they invest?
Sure. So the other part of my job is much like our county treasurer, Craig Hagler. I have similar duties. I'm the official banker for the township.
Okay.
So I ensure that when the tax money comes into the township, that it goes into our appropriate banking accounts. And then what we do, we look at long term. So for example, when you're looking at a levy, the initial funds that come in is the most money we're ever going to get in a levy. So we have to plan for that levy cycle. I will tell you, in the township, we've done a great job of planning those levy cycles. For example, our fire department is on a 10-year funding cycle, so which means we don't go out and ask for money for almost every 10 years.
Right.
We've done the same thing with our road department. We haven't asked for money in 10 years. We did the same thing with our police fund that we operate with the county sheriff's office. So one of the things we have to do is look, just like you do with your home
Sure.
investments, is look to the future. So we are fully invested.
Okay.
So obviously the market last several years was pretty difficult.
Right.
It's much better
Right.
now. So for example, this year, probably by the end of the year, we'll have over $500,000 in investments. We take that money and fill the gaps and shortfalls at the end of the levy cycles.
Okay.
So, and if we have money left over, so let's say we have some money left over in the police fund before the next levy cycle, that's less money we have to ask
Right.
the residents for.
Right. That's really amazing. I love learning a little bit more about how that process works and levies, because you always hear people are, I don't think they quite understand how levies do work and
Right.
how they expire and how you ask for a new one. So thank you for those
Yeah,
explanations.
absolutely.
Absolutely. So speaking of, we're coming up to the end of the year, so what are some of the goals for 2024 for the township?
So let me give credit to our finance staff in the township, because this is a busy time of the
Oh,
year.
yes.
And let me say this about any finance staff, and especially for our municipal partners in the city of Beavercreek. In my opinion, our finance department is the heartbeat of the township. They have to make sure that all the money is coming in correctly and going to the appropriate funds with me overseeing it, and make sure it's going out, paying our bills on time. And one of the things that I'm responsible for and work closely with our finance staff is that all our employees are paid correctly. So we have state and federal standards, plus some union contracts that we have to look at. And we ensure that all our employees are paid based on those federal laws, state laws, and any local agreements that we have. So this time of year for our finance staff is tough, because we are ending the year,
Sure.
closing the books, and just this week, the township trustees and myself spend a day listening to each of the department heads defend their 2024 budget. We did approve it, and so some of the goals that we're going to continue to do, some major ticket items in the fire department. So we have, as promised with our fire levy, we're buying all new fire engines, and so
wow.
those will be in next year. They were supposed to be in at the end of this year, so it'll be probably next year. A new ladder truck. In the police fund, we're going to continue to, as we promised with the levy, we now have 6 deputies. I will put a little asterisk to that. We did hire a 7th deputy. That 7th deputy has 4 legs and is a canine unit. So
Okay.
those, we'll continue to work
Great.
in that. Some of our capital improvement. So one thing we did several years ago, working with the previous fiscal officer, Ryan Rushing, we were able to create a capital improvement fund. And so we now have a capital improvement fund where we are setting money aside for some big ticket items, some of our stormwater issues and flooding issues. And one project that we're involved with the county engineer is obviously the new interchange at US 35 Treebine
Oh,
Valley.
yes. That is going to be something. It's going to be an amazing, I guess, construction and a great way to get around through that Treebine area.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, it's something to see and
Yeah.
getting down there and all, but that's going to make a huge bit of difference to that area.
Yeah.
So that's
And the whole
wonderful.
area is zoned appropriately
Yeah.
for commercial growth and residential growth as well. So
Well, it sounds like there's a lot of exciting things coming to the
Yes.
township next
there
year
are.
and beyond. So Alex, if somebody needed to reach out to you for a certain reason, how could they get a hold of you?
So they can have regular office hours at the township, come in, they can contact our finance department staff who do an excellent job, they can get a hold of me.
Okay.
I have on our website, and I'll talk about some of the transparency
Sure.
we have as well, but on our website's my email address as well as my phone number to my office.
Okay.
So email me, call our great finance staff, they will help you out with anything.
Well, wonderful. Well, it looks like the township is in great hands.
Yeah.
So I want to thank you so much for being here today and telling us a little bit more about what you do as the fiscal officer. Thank you so much, Alex.
Thanks for having me.